day everyone, my name is Lizelle May Bourbon and I am your reporter for today from AB History 3. The book is entitled The Nationalist Economist by Lichauco. So I'm assigned in the topic. The objectives of my report is to discuss about free trade and nationalism during Marcos' first term, and to know what is Magna Carta and economic freedom, and to comprehend the devaluation through floating rate. So what is free trade and nationalism? So this was during Marcos' first term in the year 1966 to 1969. We all know that martial law was imposed during Marcos' term. And during 1968, nation for deep crisis. So, ang atong country is naka-experience of deep crisis that nation has foreign debt $600 million in 1965 into almost $5 billion in 1968. So imagine daw kayo og utang ang atoang country sa laing lugar. So mao nang naay deep crisis tungod anang foreign debt. And the value of peso is 3.90 equivalent to $1. American demand of dollar had been officially fixed. The theory was the making the dollar more expensive than ever demanded is curtail. Curtail means reduce in quantity. So let's proceed to Magna Carta and economic freedom. This was the congressional revolt against the decontrol program, the Magna Carta of social justice and economic problems. So, ang atong country was naka-experience ng drug crisis to 1968. The control program should be abandoned. So, this was aims to explain how economic nationalism can serve as an alternative solution to the economic malaise triggered by United States. So, Speaker Jose B. Laurel Jr. met special session in 1969 for Magna Carta of official justice and economic freedom. So, ang iyang speech is, our today is essentially an agricultural economy with the industrial sector playing a minor role in terms of productivity. Even if we're to increase the products of our farms, we could never hope to fully absorb the monitoring number of unemployed. It is clear that the real solution to our unemployment problem lies in the systematic and organized pursuit of industrialization. So, kaning Magna Carta aims to explain how economic nationalism can serve as an alternative solution to the economic malaise triggered by the United States neo-colonial and the challenges posed by the ASEAN economic integration. And the study divided into 3 sections. The first section explains how policies dictated by United States forestalled the industrialization of Philippine economy and its development. So, ang first section ang Magna Carta kay to explain kung unsa ang mga policies nga gina-dictate sa United States, and the second section is how Magna Carta formed and to discuss the principles of economic independence, nationalist industrialization, economic planning, and economic democracy. And we have the third section. It attempts to establish the relevant of principle to the present time exhorting the present political dispensation to exploit them if only to address economic woes. So, to establish the relevant principle to the present time. So, muna siya ang third section sa Magna Carta. So, let's proceed to the devaluation through floating rate. In 1970, a peso is officially exchanged value to 3.90 peso, equivalent to $1 since 1962. So, sa una pa daw is, ang equivalent sa dollar is 390 peso. And floating rate, first peso converted to dollar and also dollar to converted to peso. So, vice versa lang siya. And we have here an example. The banks had an oversupply of dollars, to the value of dollar in relation to the peso would move down. So, kung mag-oversupply ang dollar, mas ay mugamay og mga from 3.90 3.80 na lang siya. Kay oversupply man ang dollar sa. Then, the law of supply demand separating to determine the value of the peso in terms of foreign currencies or day-to-day basis. So, ang pag base daw aning value sa peso is depende sa supply and demand in terms of foreign currencies. So, magbase daw siya sa law of supply and demand. So, one lang kaning level lang. Peso was floated in 1988. External value of peso could be over 22 pesos, equivalent to $1. And we have here one question: why did the country have to devalue? Deflationary measures, including maintenance of budgetary surplus for fiscal years 1971 to 1972. So, nganong kailangan nun mag-devalue ang atong country? Kay, especially in the Marcos time, daghan na kay mga projects, mga ginatagaang budget sa gobyerno para mabuhat nila ilang project. So, kailangan is mugamay ang value sa peso. And this was very important to know nganong na ay devaluation ang floating rate. So, that's all. Thank you for watching.